Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and today we're going to talk about, well, if you saw our thumbnail, I want to give a disclaimer first of all. That was not my idea, okay, YouTube? So if you're reading through there and somebody's all triggered, I tried to stop it. But I'm only one part of the voice. So what we're really talking about with that thumbnail of Is My Snake Racist is we have had, in our experience with the reptile shop, and we have one of our past employees who's still a really good friend of ours here, Caleb. Caleb, how often do people come in and say, my snake will only eat a black rodent or a white rodent? Daily. So there is this belief out there that people get into where they think my snake will only eat a black rodent, or my snake will only eat a white rodent, or my snake will only eat a male rodent, or my snake will only eat a female rodent. If that snake only eats a male rodent, maybe we should have called this a misogynist video. I don't know. Anyway, my point being is I honestly think that is false most of the time. I'm not saying it never happens. Some guys are like, I've had my snake for 7 years and it's only ever eaten black rats. Maybe you should buy a white one. I don't know. Just try it out. See what happens. But there's always a little kernel of truth to that. I think I'm going to be able to explain where it comes from. But before I explain it, and I'm sitting here saying this is false, let me show you why I believe it's false. I'll show you exactly how we feed. We're going to use this rack, which has approximately 30 tubs, so they're not all full. And we're going to feed these guys here. We're going to feed them the same way we always feed them. And I'm going to show you how much I pay attention to color or sex of rat. And we'll see how much of a difference it makes. I do pay attention to some things. What has the snake been eating? As in rat, mouse, African soft fur. So we're going to start with our super pastel exam. I think we track everything by pen and paper because I'm old and I like it. So don't tell me to get an internet thing because this works really good because it's really simple and easy. Caleb, what have we been feeding that thing that it's been eating?
Mouse.
Mice. So I'm going to open it up. I grab a random mouse. Oh, that one ran away. That's not a mouse. I tried to grab a black one first, ended up with a white one, dropping it in. That's it. Close it up. Next one, what's it been eating? It should be a firehead axanthic.
Mouse.
It's also been eating mice. A lot of people been eating mice in here. Part of that is because we were a little slower in our rat breeding and our mouse breeding was doing amazing. So we were giving a lot of our males mice. Next up is a Tofino. I know he's eating mice.
Yep.
Now look, he's going to get an all black one. I don't know what he's had in the past because I don't care and I don't track. Now we're going to get to this female here. I'd like her to be on rats. Some of these cages may need clean, some may not. So we're going to try her on this rat right here. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. Bam! Look at that. Whoa, kicking litter. That's what we want to see. Booyah! So why does that one get rats and these get mice? Is there a reason for it? That next one, yeah, we'll try it on a rat. It's probably been eating mice before, but if we can get a right-sized rat in there, I will. Actually, we're going to give it an African soft fur right there. So that's what an African soft fur looks like if you've never seen one. We'll drop it in. What was it eating before? It's 1914-08. It's a scaleless head lemon blast.
Mouse.
Been eating mice. We'll close up, see what happens. Pastel lesser desert ghost. Now this is one I do pay attention to because this is a snake that honestly developed a little bit of skin infection. We had to treat with some betadine and some other stuff. It's doing really good now. With this tab, what that tab should be telling me, and this is more information so usually in this video, is it's currently rotated out of the breeding program until it eats a couple times in a row. And I know this thing's only been eating African soft furs. That's because when everyone's been on a break, a little trick is an African soft fur really helps to get it back going. Yeah, it's ready. It can take one. We'll see how it looks. Oh, did you see that? Come on, we'll go get it. Now, if this eats, this is going to be a good day for me because that'll be 2 good meals in a row, which means I'll be able to rotate it back into the program. And it's definitely showing a lot of interest. So I am a little interested in this one to watch it. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Boom. So right there, it took that. So that is a trick. That is one thing we pay attention to. So when you've had a stubborn feeder, African soft furs can really help get them back going. Next up is a GHI female. She's in shed, so we'll probably toss her a mouse anyway. Now, if she wasn't in shed, I'd go ahead and give her a rat because she can definitely do one. This is a male. He doesn't need as much meat right now, so we're going to go ahead and go with a mouse. It's our banana. 1909-07. Oh, now she has not been the world's best eater for me. And I got plenty of these, so we're going to go ahead and toss her an ASF too. Now this girl here, Look at that beautiful pied. Now, these were ones that we'll talk a lot about on Patreon because we had to kind of go through a process with these. I'm going to throw her a rat, see what happens. We'll close that up. I think she's going to go get it. Scaleless head lemon blast, again, saving the big meat for the girls this time of year. This is a girl here. Now, you can see she's one of our smaller girls in this rack, so I'd like to get some good meat in her. If I have something that's just the right size. So we're going to go with that. It's a little bit smaller rodent. She can eat that just fine when she realizes it's in there. You going to realize it's in there? Or are you too busy focusing on me? There you go. See if we can't prove my point. Okay, you need that closed. You need your privacy. That snake wants his privacy, so we're going to give it to us. More important than making a video. This wonderful girl here, she eats about anything I can throw at her. She's wonderful on that. We'll go ahead and give her this. Now here you're going to see a spider. Can a spider accurately strike when it's all excited? Did you not see that rat? Whoa, there it is. Now it's gone. You waited too long. And the answer is yes, it can. So that one got a rat. Was that gray? I didn't even pay attention what color that was. Oh yeah, see? Gray rat for gray snake. So if you have a gray snake, you have to use gray rats, or you don't. You just hit me with your tail. I thought you were a goner. So this one is not my world's best eater, so we'll go with an ASF on it just to see if we can't spur it along. Scaleless head pin. You can see she's a little on the smaller side, so I probably don't have a rat that's the right size for her right now. So we'll go with a mouse, and we might give her a second one later. We'll see. But this is literally how we feed. Paying zero mind or zero attention to color, because color is just not that important for us. I also don't know, and I can't even accurately sex rats. I'm not good at it. I never really needed to. Kurt does all the rat work, so I don't even know if I'm feeding a male or a female, and we never log it.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
I mostly bring male rats here because we're trying to up our production so I can save the female rats for breeding.
So we did a mouse. I got to keep saying it because Caleb is logging what we feed. So if you didn't hear, Kurt, he says mostly what we're feeding is males. It's not because our snakes only eat males. It's because as we're recycling our colony, because sometimes your colony slows down, it's time to replace a lot of females, which is what we're doing now to get that running back up 100% smooth and quick. He's keeping most of the females back for that purpose. But in the past, did you bring males or females only, or did you just do it indiscriminately?
Indiscriminately.
Indiscriminately. Whatever we had is what we brought. So, you know, and have you ever noticed an issue with that? Me neither. Ooh, hi, buddy. You know what? You're a big snake. I'll give you that. Now, this is a snake that also is a little bit of a problem eater. So we're going to go to an ASF on this one. This is a Super Pastel Scaleless head. Pastel Champagne Scaleless head. We'll go with a nice size mouse for him. Kind of a wide hip one. And yes, he could eat bigger. A lot of these were given to mice who could eat bigger. But again, with recycling our rats, that lowers production. That boy is in there, girl, sorry. So we just don't have as many as we're doing that. We do have a lot of ASF, so she's going to get an ASF. I really like this snake. We'll give her a mouse. I need the most intermediate sized rats. Pastel, leopard, blitz. Right there. Really, really cool snake. We're going to go with a pretty good sized meal for her. I think she's ready. Well, if it didn't tail slap her. We'll close it up and see here in a second. And then our pewter. She's not ready for that big of a meal yet. So I'll throw another ASF in there. And that is literally how we feed. Now what we'll do is we'll come back through here in a few minutes and we'll see how this rack has done. And we'll see, did they eat white, did they eat black, did they eat ASF, did they eat mouse. I will tell you, the only thing that snakes really get stuck on, you'll hear people say, my snake only eats mice, or my snake only eats African soft furs, or I don't want to feed an African soft fur because I'm afraid my snake will get stuck on that. Those rumors do have some truth, But there are ways, most of the time, out of this entire collection, which I think has about 154 keepers in it, I have 2 snakes that are locked into only eating certain things for my ball pythons. And about 154, about 140 of them will say are ball pythons. One of them will only eat pre-killed food. That's all he'll eat. Another one will only typically eat mice or ASF. And I've never been able to get him off that since he went to that. So it can happen. There are ways to work around it if you need to and get that done. So if this isn't true, why do people, when we go pull the data, why do I think people say things like, my snake only eats males or females or white or black, or even sometimes my snake will only eat one that's white and black? We've had that before. I think what happens is a snake goes on a hunger strike for whatever reason. A customer or keeper gets frustrated with that snake and says, oh, you know, I'm trying different things. And they start grasping at straws. And so then they try something and the snake finally eats. Maybe it's an all white rat when that snake eats. They're like, oh, my snake wouldn't eat, but I tried an all white rat and it ate. So I'm only going to try all white rats. Typically, I don't think that's why your snake ate. I think it could be something fixed in your husbandry, whether you meant to or not. Whether it's humidity was fixed. Sometimes a shed will trigger that. Sometimes season will trigger that more. Sometimes if you've got a male who's developed during breed season, they just don't like to eat that much. There's all kinds of factors that go into that, more so than the color or sex of the rodent. What I will tell you is whenever I have a snake that doesn't eat and I really want to get back on food, my tricks have nothing to do with color. They have to do with the species of rodent. I will try a different species. I will also typically go to a smaller meal. I found it's a confidence issue a lot of times. If I've recently changed tubs to a bigger tub, I'll come back to a smaller tub. We had to do that with our Super Pastel scaleless head. There's all kinds of things that you can do to help that process out. Kurt, any questions before we go back through these and see who ate and who didn't?
No.
All right. So guys, what we've done is we've fed everything in here as you saw, and now we're going to go back through and see who ate and who didn't. So just so you understand the passage of time, the way we typically feed is we feed everything in a certain order to make sure we don't miss anything. And we'll feed this rack, we'll feed another rack, and then we're in here so we can hear if things going south. Then we'll start to pull, and we just don't leave anything that way. We'll see if we pull out more white rats or mice, or more black rats or mice. And let's see if we only pull white ones, or if we only pull black ones. That would mean, of course, if we only pull black ones, that means they only ate white, right? I'm telling you, it's going to be a mix. I got no doubt about it. Let's see what happens here. First snake, Super Pastel Xanthic. It ate. Next snake, whoa, that's my face. Also appears to have eaten. Get in there. Helios, this guy doesn't usually eat during breeding season, and he didn't. Uh-oh, so he did. Maybe he only likes white rats. Probably not. This girl ate. This one ate. This one ate. We might try her on a second one. The good news is I can pull this one off of restriction now. It's eaten 2 weeks in a row. Now that one has eaten both African soft furs, and I'll probably leave it on ASFs for a while, just because we want to continue to get meat in it. We're going to start working back into the breed program now. And if as we work it back, it continues to eat, we can leave it in the program. If we put it back in there and it shuts back down, we'll pull it back out. The GHI didn't eat. Oh no. We pulled, this one's mostly black. So maybe our snakes just only like the white ones. We'll see. That one's gone. Oh, we skipped a row. I skipped these two, didn't I? So I already checked this one. So yeah, I went in the wrong zipper. Oh no, I didn't skip a row. We did these. I don't know what I did.
Odin still?
We're on Odin. Odin did not eat. That's not uncommon for him during breeding season. Neither white or black. It was an orange. Orange rodent. So apparently Odin won't eat ginger rats. No ginger rats for Odin. And you see this one ate. But I think that's how these kind of like, you know, rumors get started. You didn't eat. That's a white rat. Now she's been eating really good. I did try to up her size of food because she's just hitting breed size. We want to put a little more weight on her. 8. Okay, so this one's interesting. I'll show you a trick we use. You can see the snake shed recently. Yank. And this got a dead rodent in there. Okay, it killed it, but it hasn't eaten it yet. Sometimes they will leave it and abandon it. It does happen. So what we do is we put a tab on here, and I flip that up. I will check it tomorrow to try to avoid a stinky surprise. You don't want to let that set for a few days. That lets me know ones I definitely need to check for food left over. Zebra bee, ate hers. Ate, had a shed. Ate. See as we go through here, man. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Also didn't eat, same kind of thing with that pied. We got them eating really good. We tried to up their size this week. Didn't go so well. Ate. What are you doing, snake? This guy did not eat. Now he is one of our males that will lose a little weight during breeding season. You can see he left a white one in there. Ate. 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 Did not eat. Another ginger rat with a little white. Ate. And ate. So we'll take these over here. We'll give a full and accurate account of what's left. Now granted, we didn't log the colors, but this will still show us something. So in here, we have 2 whites that didn't get eaten, 3 blacks that didn't get eaten, and 2 gingers that didn't get eaten. I would say that is statistically insignificant. There's really no difference. So there was no preference for white rats, no preference for black rats, no preference for ginger rats. They're going to eat whatever you put in there if they're hungry. So if you're having feed problems, what I would suggest is there may be some truth to males or females. I've heard people who swear by that, and that would make more sense than the color. If anything was going to be a rodent that color would matter on, it would actually be a hooded rat. And the only reason I say that is because all of the African soft furs tend to have a certain pattern, and that would more match that. But I don't even worry about that. I'm telling you, it's going to be more your husbandry. Your husbandry or season is likely why you're having feed issues, not the color of your rodent nor the sex. Now we're going to slip over to Patreon, and we will talk about how to get snakes off of certain locks if they're stuck on mice or stuck on ASFs. There are ways to do that. It isn't always guaranteed, but we'll help you with that. All right, guys. Well, before we go, Kurt, anything you want to add?
No.
Caleb is a guy who was in the pet shop for years and got asked for a male rat, a female rat, or a male black mouse, or a female black mouse, or whatever weird thing people would ask for. Anything you want to add?
Other than the fact that I know it can't be true, because sometimes if they ask for a male rat, I'll still give them a female rat because I can't find a male, or vice versa, or whatever, and they'll still come back the next day or next week saying they ate and want another one.
So if you can't tell the difference, we just give you whatever. Only when we're out. So that's funny. That's proof positive there's really no difference. Oh my goodness. That's great. I'm sorry. That cracks me up. You want to add, Kurt, before we get off of here?
No.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.